still needs a lot of removal, but I got most of the nest out. I'm going to knock this whole wall down, but not at this point. Problem I have is I have a lot of stuff here. Boy, I do ramble. Oh, what a mess. But it's better. Wow. There's a few things gone. Rat Hotel here is like, it still needs a lot of removal, but I got most of the nest out. I'm going to knock this whole wall down, but not at this point. It was out to here. I got rid of most of that. I don't know if I know I videoed it, but I'm not sure if it'll make it to anything. But anyhow, that right there, it's a big deal, because remember when I talked about Rat Hotel closed on my video, if you've ever seen it, and if you haven't, you should look back on my site. And Rat Hotel closed. I think there were 2 parts, might have been just one. But that was about rats getting into the top of the roof. That was here. We had 2 palms that were real close, they could jump in. But more importantly, we had about 5 pine trees that fell on the house after during Hurricane Ian, and we're there and on that end and over on the other side, you know, all up there. Obviously that's all new. Actually, one fell right through the kitchen right there, and no doubt there's some videos out there that I have that show the damage from Ian. But coming back to this, rats were getting in and just they established their nest everywhere up there, and I was have a heart traps pulling these things out by the dozens, and they were still coming in. And after we got rid of all the trees, well, we had to abandon the house for 6 months, during which point the trees were removed, but they already established their nest, and they were just jumping onto the palm trees and going back and forth through 1 or 2 little holes on each end where the roof meets where the top roof meets the front. They found ways. There were 2 gaps, now been filled. Anyhow, that was the up top. I still got rats, but they're down below, and they're down below. They were using, there used to be, I used to have this sheeted, and they were using that and using the insulation to make nests, and you can see some of it's falling down from the parts that I still haven't taken down. I'm not sure if I'm going to take these down yet, but this house has a workshop in half of it down below that I inherited, and I actually improved a bit. And code has it on a stilt house, if we were approved for habitation up top, anything below the roof line can be, it's just internal house improvement. I forget what that's called. But anyhow, so I've been outfitting this one specifically for hurricane stuff, and you've seen it in there. But the rats go in here, and they come through and down, and they found openings in here, and yep, and 2 little holes, and it's on both sides. And also, in addition to that, the rats can get up through there if I don't have every one of these closed off, which I don't. So I could move the walls out, which part of this is about doing that. So giveaway. And I am on the outside. I'm not sure about the inside yet, because it's going to take a whole lot more concrete. But I can move these things out. These walls, it's about 12 inches. These are 12, well, about 12 inch. It's a 12-inch blocks. Okay. Whew. Yeah, it's 12 inches. And guess what happens? That runway goes away. And now we're actually made it up to the house itself. So I would have a shop that was 12 inches bigger, that now could become part of the upstairs as far as thermal transfers and stuff. When you look at this right now, you've got heat transfers through here. There's absolutely no insulation up in between. There's no insulation against this. When I put a wall right here, I will have thermal insulation because I'm going to put insulation in it. I'll have wrap on it, the whole bit. I may even have a window or two, which is not good for thermal. But at any rate, what it would do is it would open it up. In addition to that, I'm going to expand it from this one to this one so that mimics the footprint of our house. And look, we've got boards here, and that will block rats. As I come through here to here, that will block the rats from us. But now you look down, and my concrete ends at this side of the 1 foot piling. So the beams rest in the middle. So I may have to put concrete through here to expand it over to here. Or I could concrete the whole bottom half, which is about what, 600 square feet? 600, 24, 10 by 400 to 600 square feet. Let's put it that way. Not a whole lot. Boy, I do ramble. All right, what I'm going to do here, I'm just investigating right now how deep this is, whether they actually set it on sand or rocks, because this is Southwest Florida. If sand's really packed, if you throw in a packed base, they don't put rocks on it. And I know some places, concrete guys go freaking out. But concrete guys from other places go freaking out. Not here. So I'm looking at this, and it's like 3 or 4 inch thick. And then under here, look at that. That's sand. But you know what's really weird? Right here. That's a strip of concrete. I followed it. It goes to that piling, and it goes to that piling. So what we got is we got a band of concrete between these two. So now all I have to do is box this up and bring the concrete up to this height and figure out the way to merge them. And I know you guys are all going to volunteer with all these over-the-top high horsepower sort of things. And I probably will accept some of those things if you make comments. But I think I'll probably end up drilling holes into this and drilling holes into this and throwing some rebar across it. And then, of course, building out, getting rid of all that stuff, and then pouring and moving on. All right, so this is my first step. You want to get down to the concrete. You do need a bonding agent. It's recommended put a bonding agent before you put the other one down. It's I don't know, 5, 6 in the evening on a gorgeous Saturday. It's been 90. I think it's 80s right now, high 80s. But it's beautiful out. It's flat out beautiful. Day before Super Bowl. Sorry, you guys. or it's cold. This is what I got set up. I actually had to find the end of the concrete because it turns out they poured a pad, which I don't get it. They poured a pad, they built block on it to make our stilts on this side, and it goes straight across and out to the where the rebar is, or the big posts are. That's the earliest I can do it. I can push the rebar in without hitting concrete. And I went over it. It's pretty much dry right now, devoid of a lot of things. You can tell the other pad, which was poured on sand, which is a standard floor to practice anyhow, packed sand. It's only 4 inches, and it's like a half inch or an inch from the concrete that was previously poured there. So obviously I'm pouring, and if there's any openings like that, which there was a root or something in there, I'll be pulling over it. I am bonding this, so this will be a little bit cleaner tomorrow, and I just paint the bonder. It's like an adhesive, and I let it dry, and that's when I start dumping concrete on it. Not going to rebar or anything on it because I really don't need it. Which is the other piece. So I'll get that set up, and I'll continue with this. I've been probing through here and found it's the same thing. I've also dug a couple of spots in there and found that that's the same thing. So I'll be doing this all the way up and down, which is cool. It's an update. Yeah, guys, good morning. I've braced everything up. I've leveled this off with this footing here, there, and there. Level to this. No slope. I'm doing it straight down or straight across. And now I'm going to put bonding agent on it. It's going to be perfect, but it doesn't need to be. Really bad lower back. What we got here. I'm gonna let it dry for about 10 or 20 minutes. I'm gonna come back and start concreting. Alright, so there you have it. First one done. 1, 2 left. 12 bags of concrete at the most. Although this one I got 2 left over. Bought 6, had a half here, 2 left over, so 5 here and 6 over here. Before, after. All right, good morning. Yeah, got this, got that, and got lots and lots of birds chiming in. Okay, it's been about a month now since I did those guys. They're pretty well set up. This is the last one. I've taken this time out so I could let my back rest. So I guess that's what I was saying. Anyhow, I gotta take the first one of each one out, and they have sand because I did a sand base on it. I want to keep some of that sand collected up rather than just throwing it out right away, because I think I'm going to take these guys and eventually spread them out over here, right here, and make it a little bit bigger of a pad. We have this type of rock here, which I'm not sure what it is anymore. But then we also have some blue, I think it's blue slate. No, I might be totally wrong. I'm not big on. I can see them in formation. This is like a Pennsylvania rock. But I have bunches more of those. I actually have a walkway underneath this that was trashed by the skid steer, but it didn't break many of the rocks. It just put grooves in some other ones. But there are areas in here that have rock. I can't see them right now. As I clean them up, I'll recover them. But the whole intent is to kind of get a working rock patio in here, so we can actually use this stuff again. Hello. All right, first steps is getting the rocks out. So I'm gonna go get my gloves. Forgot about start. First ones I did are right here, here, over here, and this looks like this was the one that had bad concrete on the top. And then this guy right here. Now we got this guy. Yeah, I'll give it about 2 weeks clean up or cure. And at that point, I'll think about, well, not think about, on this one, I'll be building a wall. A wood-based wall instead of my cinder block. Because what I'm going to do with the cinder block is I'm going to remove it. You know, the cinder block is pretty good during hurricanes and stuff. It just depends on how you build your walls. And I may build a steel wall, but I'm not sure at this point. This is the first quarter of 2025, and every time I turn around, there's these words like tariff and stuff being bandied about, and people are stopping trading with a volatile partner such as us. So lumber, I'm sure they're going to nail us with lumber again, and it still hasn't fully recovered from the last time. Oh yeah, he was, our fearless leader was the same guy the last time. Oh gee, let me think. All right, so anyhow, that's what I have for my building the footers. That's all I'm doing is building the footers. But I expect my interior to be, the whole idea has many different things for it. One is the workshop, which has been here for 30 years. The workshop is, it was planned for out to the beams, but it never was put out there. So look at an extra foot out here. The merging is right here. We're gonna get rid of that. That's a rat runway, and that's the other piece. And you see, these are rat guards, believe it or not. I've never seen a rat climb a concrete thing, but I bet you they do. Anyhow, that'll clean that all up. That'll give me a place, it'll give me a positive mounting, which will further inhibit rodent transgressions. Let's put it that way. And I'm going to, as part of that, when I put the wall up, it'll beam up to this, which will also help. So 2 sides of the building will be inaccessible by the rats. However, the worst side is probably right there. And in fact, this beam's right here, and the wall's right there. So in order to make this fully rat proof, I'd have to concrete out here. And quite honestly, I will probably concrete this whole area in, but I'm not doing it. Well, that'll be a different day. Like and subscribe this channel, and maybe that'll help me do that. Because that's totally out of my budget right now. Not a lot, but it's enough. All right, guys. This is Dave, Saving Our Sanctuary. This is part of getting the house right again. Yeah, and I'm out.